Yeah.
Sally Tom Alameen, Breatharian, and I'm in India. But which part of India I'm in?
Mumbai.
Mumbai.
Hello.
So I'm all over the place. Now you can introduce yourself.
Hey, Anupama.
There's a lot to tell too.
A Lifearian.
Absolutely. And you into the sound healing because we're gonna get the bowls and stuff later.
Yes.
And
So I don't really like the word healing too much
right.
because I don't think any of us heal or do anything. But yeah, I'm a sound alchemist. I like to play with sound and energy.
A sound alchemist. I like that.
And that's what we are. We're all beings of sound and light.
Oh, absolutely.
And
You hear that? Beings of sound and light. That's what we are.
and actually, this is coming together of what I say is he is what is called Nada in our way of thinking. Nada is the primordial sound, the unsound, as I call it. So that's the sound that's playing all the time within and is the breath.
So all of us is giving off of music, basically.
We're made from sound.
Made from
So
sound.
in fact, we have a little story about Shiva Shakti because you're like so cued in, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Is they say that Shiva, the Veena, there's a musical instrument called the Rudra Veena, which was created by Shiva to woo his lady love, Shakti.
Yeah.
And he played the Veena, and that's when they fell in love, and that's when the marriage was consummated, and that's how creation came to be, because the union of Shiva and Shakti is when manifest creation came into being. So think about that. Everything that you see manifest as intangible and intangible, whether it's us, the trees, the wood, the stones, your objects or your thoughts. Even thoughts are
our
manifest.
thoughts.
Yeah, your thoughts, your dreams are all love children of Shiva Shakti.
That's awesome.
And love songs of Shiva Shakti. So we're born of that song.
Oh, you the right one for this message. Because as soon as I came to her house, I seen that Shiva Shakti in your yard.
Yes.
Or what's that called? The Shiva Linga.
Shiva Linga.
So just coming here, this is my buffet. This is her backyard here. And we got Ganesh right here. And this is the root chakra. And like I tell people, everybody want to jump to the higher chakras and open up their third eye, deal with the crown. And I say you got to start with the root, the foundation. Because if the foundation is not stable, if it's not in order, pretty soon the whole building will collapse. Your whole spiritual walk is really no good, basically. In other words, get a strong root, a strong foundation, and then build on top of it, and you will have a lasting and permanent and joyous spiritual journey in life. And let's make it plain, energetic journey.
Yes.
A sound and light journey. But look at this. This is my buffet. Not only she got this in the backyard, right here is nice and calm. And keep in mind, you remember I told you yesterday about nature. When we think about nature, we think about way out being from the city. This is in the city of Mumbai.
Yes.
She took advantage
And nature's all
of her
around.
creativity and brought nature, made her house into nature, made this into her sanctuary. So no matter where you live, even when I was in America, there was a busy street outside my house, but when you walk in my house, I had the water fountains, the candles, the nice scented smells, and everything going on. I was in a whole nother world because you got the power to change your space to fit your needs.
In fact, all of us, when we start out on whatever we call this, a journey, everything's a journey, but when we consciously start out on this inner journey, all of us want to run away from the cities. And we want to say, like you just said, I'm done with the city, why am I here? So I went through years of that, and every year I would go off to Kailash, and I would cry while coming back, saying, why have you put me there in the city? I would be like a spoiled child, bawling, and until I woke up to knowing that it is I who chose this, right? I chose to be here even before I was conceived.
Right.
I chose this, so why do I have to run away and find my peace in a little pocket, in a cave, in the jungles, where I'd love to be?
We carry the space with us.
Why is it not possible to do it right where you are?
Right.
So your cave is where you are. You can
And what makes us special as humans, like first of all, let's look at the animal kingdom. The beaver is the second animal that has the power to change his environment rapidly. He builds dams, cut down all the trees, but we're the first ones that can do that. So no matter what environment you're in, you have the power to shift, change the energies, and what they call that in China, feng shui. Now they got a word in India for that. When you change the environment, right? So take advantage of that because we're advanced energy workers.
Right.
Right. Change your environment to fit your needs.
Right.
Just-
and the minute your vibrations change, the minute you shift,
Right.
things around you shift automatically to kind of fit in. And you're working together with your environment.
You're working together because you are the environment.
Yes.
This is we get into that consciousness again, the unity consciousness. So don't let that your environment look like it's something else from you. Not at all. We're changing the ball game now. It is you, and it's going on what's going on inside of you.
It is the extension of
It's the extension of you. So balance and harmonize everything out. And like you said, you don't like that word, healing. Because when we was at Veterinary Health Clinic, he was saying that there was a time health did not need to be taught because it was a lifestyle. Why would you even need to talk about it?
like Ayurveda, Vedas.
So that is awesome. That is powerful. And this is why the pranic journey is an allowing. It's not a force. Everybody's getting their technique together. When am I going to be food free? Let me do this. Just sit back, relax, and make life into a meditation.
Right.
We're living in paradise. Oh, that's my song. We're in
The
paradise.
paradise.
Now-
and that's how nature connects the right people to the right. I mean, there is no right or wrong.
But we understand.
We
Like vibrations.
connects.
See,
Yeah.
everything is vibration.
Energy. Yeah.
So you don't need to be spiritual to know everything is
Right.
vibration, right?
Right.
If you've done 7th grade physics, you're told everything that is because the molecules are vibrating.
Yes.
Right.
And the minute there's vibration, what is the first thing that's created with vibration?
Motion.
Sound
Sound.
and energy.
Yeah.
Right.
So if everything around you, this is where a little bit of Zen comes in. That
Uh-huh.
Then nothing is inanimate anymore. You know,
Right.
so science always taught you animate objects and inanimate objects,
Mm-hmm.
which is why in a city you feel surrounded by dead things, right?
Right.
But then if
But-
everything is vibrating,
Yeah.
everything is communicating
Uh-huh.
to each other,
Everything
to
is
you.
in motion.
Right.
So in your city home, in your plush apartments, try shifting the furniture around one day.
Right.
You've done nothing but just move this chair from the left to the right and the table from the center off center. And the air just lightens up. It's because
Yes.
even those things, as you call
Right.
them,
Inanimate.
get bored. They
Yes.
got bored. The energy just settles and
Right.
they need to move. So everything is alive.
Everything is alive.
Connected and communicating.
We
It's
did a
talking to you all the time.
Right. We did a shift yesterday of perception. One young man was saying, I told him that
Yeah.
the city is nature. It's sort of like when we look at an ant colony, they built their whole city right there. But we know that they're in nature. Now I'm sure there's not an ant or maybe is in the colony saying, I want to move out the colony to go to nature. The energy is everywhere. You can be sustained anywhere. This is the whole idea. It's the shift of perception. Working with nature because you are nature.
You are
It ain't like soon as you come in the city, I'm no longer nature. Absolutely not. How can you take that from us? This is who we are. This is where we at.
And of course, you refuel. You go away to, more pristine places, more vibrant places. Because what we're doing in the cities is we are skewing the balance of it.
Right, right.
We're working so consciously with that now, especially in countries like ours, which are developing faster than they should be.
Right.
We are really
Galloping.
skewing that balance of
Yes.
sacred earth. So we do need to get away and refuel. But when
Absolutely.
you come back, you bring in all that
All
vibration
that
and
with
all that
you.
energy and all of earth with you.
Right.
And yeah, you
And like I
essentially-
do tell people, there's some environments that are more nutritious than others. All of them feed you, but there's some that's more nutritious. You'd be like, oh.
which is still holding on to that cosmic connect.
Oh, absolutely.
See, like this weekend, we will all be at Hideout, which is a
Oh.
total organic oasis, and then we bring that back when we come here.
We bring
and
it
then we
back.
go to another retreat. So it's like,
And see, this is why I tell people when I do the retreats, you should take a retreat. And the retreat is sort of like an army out there that's going through its thing, and it says, retreat! You need to go bandage up, refuel, all of this stuff needs to take place. So a retreat is a good thing.
The word says it all.
Yeah,
You retreat.
Right.
You retreat. You just get away from everything that's become mundane and routine, and because in our journeys today, you know, in an urban situation,
Right,
it's like a flight journey versus a train journey.
right.
So in the olden days when you used to, you know, your childhood, you travel by train. The journey was so beautiful.
Yes.
So
So
today
you were not
it's-
worried about the
Today
destination.
it's point A to point B. You don't even realize what the journey is.
Right,
Yeah, so,
exactly.
So
I still enjoy train journeys.
Yeah,
Earlier,
yeah.
even Pune, I would go by road, but now I feel the train, you know, just calms you down. You enjoy the nature.
and you're conscious
Yes.
of every moment. You're
Right.
looking out of the window and the
Yes.
visions are changing and you're
different
taking it
people
from
there. You
and you're
notice
meeting.
things.
Now this
Today
is
you just fly.
Now this is the point I want to make. Okay, I go around teach people about living on prana. But when they think about that, they just go straight to the food, eating or not eating. And living on prana is an advanced energy worker.
Right.
That's what it is. Don't worry about the food. It's how you work with the energies of your life, because everything is energetic. Our relationships, the way we live, the jobs
Emotions.
we work,
Yeah.
the emotions, how we keep our personal relationships, friends, family. All of that's energetic, and all of that is what nourishes you. So you can choose and pick on what life you're creating. Is it necessary to be totally food free? For me, it fit me right now.
Exactly.
You know, I don't have a girlfriend, so I got to worry about where's my birthday? It's coming up. Where you taking me to eat? I'm just saying. But I chose that, you know, for this life experience. Everything is just the experience. So again, that's what living on prana is all about.
Consciousness.
It's a
just
consciousness.
about being conscious of every breath,
Yes.
its nuance,
Right.
everything that you do, say, is in consciousness.
And when I'm teaching a holistic lifestyle. That is the Breatharian path. The foundation, again, when we talk about light and sound, is health. If the light and sound is vibrating with no blockages, health is guaranteed.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh, did I say that? Yeah.
What
Right.
you did on the beach today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it energizes you, you know, when you're doing those qigong movements.
Right.
So essentially, so why do you need to be at that optimum level? It's because the only thing, you know, we're constantly trying to control everything around us.
Right.
But I'd like to believe that the only thing that really is totally in your own control is this.
Yourself.
this
Exactly.
Self.
This is where you view in the universe.
Once this is in control,
Yes.
everything else kind of your
Oh,
mastery.
absolutely.
Bingo.
Yeah,
It's,
over
yeah,
everything
it's on the
happens.
dot.
Right.
So there's no other reason, but it's always, it's a very selfish journey actually. You know?
Right.
It's about the self.
It's about
And
the self.
unless
Listen
you
at
do
this.
that, unless you do that, how the hell or how the heaven or how the earth are going to move anything?
Right.
So just turning a little inward and see, being without food is like a wow factor for you right now. Okay, when you listen to this, and, oh my
Right.
God, 18 years he's not eaten, and you want to come and meet this wonder who's sustaining on breath, on air.
Right.
But is that the goal?
Right.
Is that
That's something they don't
that's-
even focus on.
In fact, that's the beginning of his journey, I can tell.
Exactly.
That's when it began.
I love her. She's saying all my words.
Yeah.
We're in connect. It's the beginning of the
We
journey.
are in sync.
Right. Absolutely.
So, it's what happens once you, it's the purification and the
Yes.
mastery and the knowing of your body.
Inward
That
journey.
when you start, when you begin to know what comes, it's like yoga.
Right.
So yoga gets limited to the postures, okay? Everybody understands.
Limited to the postures. I love
Yoga
this.
is about the asana on the mat. But even if you start off with power, excuse me, power yoga or any kind of new age yogas,
Right.
which are more about the body, more about the bikini bodies, and posing, which is beautiful. It's wonderful that you can do that to your body. I would love to do that. But invariably, even if you've started out like that,
Right.
kind of at one point just nudges you over and you've fallen into that whole new beginning,
Exactly.
which is beyond the body.
Beyond the
Beyond the
body.
body.
And that's infinite. That's a circle. It doesn't stop.
And that's why I
It
tell
goes on and
people the food freedom part is a minor city power. They said, what? It's minor.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought that up. That's just the beginning of another journey. Now this is all connected, all a journey. And a lot of people are seeking to be food free when they hear about this. And I say, don't seek the power. Let the power seek you. You just worry about balance and harmonize these energies and allow it to get you prepared to be food free. So you might think you want to be something, but when you get there, it might not be what you think it is. You don't know how to handle the new lifestyle.
And that's the reason we always announce that there is food on the retreat.
Right.
They shouldn't be, oh my God, what will we do?
Because you know what people do? They admit it to me. I was coming to your retreat, and before I came, I had my last big meal. So they doing all of this? Right. And I'm like, cool down. We don't teach that way no more. You don't need to put all the stress on the body. Our body has a great memory to it. It remembers things from millions of years ago. It got all the information. All we got to do is get in tune with this information so it can, it's like this is archaeology.
Yes.
This is like an artifact. We are digging it out of the dirt, digging it out of the rubble. It's precious. It has great age on it to bring this artifact back to the surface. That's all it is. This isn't new knowledge. It just exists and it's here.
It's here and it's now.
Memories of millions of years and many, many realms. You don't even
Many
know what
realms.
planes of existence you come from.
Yeah.
Right.
And it carries all that.
It got it all in it. And that's what it is. So even when I'm teaching, I'm not teaching people nothing new. I'm just reminding.
Absolutely.
And when you got on here and put everything in order on how you present it, you just reminding people.
It's really, that's exactly what I say in my sessions. Is we are not doing anything new. We are only remembering. You're only remembering what you choose to forget at this cycle of your journey.
Right.
Because you don't know what and where you've been before.
Exactly.
So everything, in fact, we go a step further and say that there are no inventions. There are only discoveries.
Right.
Because even if you say who invented what? Einstein was
Or let's say
theories.
Nikolai Tesla invented free energy.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
You just stumble upon it. You just
Yes.
stumble upon the possibilities.
It was just
even scientific inventions which put things together. Okay,
Right.
the steam engine maybe, or Alexander Graham
phone
Bell
or
made the
whatever.
telephone.
Airplane.
So they just managed to stumble upon the many possibilities, the
Right.
many elements that went into making that. And they just remembered and came upon something that already existed.
Exactly. So the main
Came
thing,
upon. Yeah.
we got all the tools within us. Now, this isn't allowing, but you do have to make an effort. An effort on putting yourself in the right environment. If there's any control you have, work hard at that. It was a lot of work for me this morning to go to the beach,
But you did it.
But I did it. Right.
And then the body needed little rest. So even that you got.
Even that I got. I had to lay down on the beach so it could repair itself. I had to do the effort. You understand? And everything else took care of itself. So she's going to get the bowls together, and we're going to show you, I do want to show them the temple again.
Yeah, we'll go.
Sure.
We'll go.
That'd be awesome.
Definitely.
You got to see this, how she really made a good energy within her
The
home.
bowls we'll do in the temple, right?
We could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
Oh,
put a
awesome.
bowl.
We'll do it all
You
together.
can put this on your
On a
stand.
tripod. I have a tripod.
Yeah.
Oh, you do too?
Ah,
Oh, no, I have a standing tripod.
and
Yeah, this is stand-up.
here he
That's the
is.
Shiva. Hello,
Shiva.
Shiva.
Say hi. You got anything to say
looks
about
like
this
a
interview?
Shiva too.
Oh,
Don't
man.
do that, say I do it.
Yeah.
Shiva,
Great
we are
human
coming for your
being. He came to
blessing.
one of my lectures and
We are taking his blessing.
right.
Shiva.
Another advanced energy worker, and that's what it's all about.
He's definitely
Living the Breatharian lifestyle and living
Shiva
on
in my
prana.
life.
Right. It's just working with energy. These are all great
And I
energy
have
workers,
Shiva
great
and
beings of
Shakti
light.
in my life.
And it's a good thing, right? Working with these energies, and this is what nourishes us. You can see the happiness, and she said this is her Shiva, right? That is nourishment. So even when you go out for relationships, I'm just saying, don't get something that's going to drain you. Get something that's going to feed you.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's love.
That's love. Pure love.
Pure love. It is love, it is love.
True love.
But look at this again. This is a buffet. You got the Ganesh, they were playing the drums here. Beautiful place. So now we're going to show you the temple. You want to go out there now?
Let's go.
For those of you who haven't seen it, And this
Where
is,
are the bowls?
for those who don't know, to get creative in your own space and really start doing things with your space.
You want to continue or you want to?
Oh, we continue it. Yeah, we're going up.
Oh, okay, straight up.
Right. And see, and even if you live in a space like somebody else's space that's not your own, here, you can go out from that. If you're living with somebody else, you know, in a situation, go find a space. When I was living in the city, I found a nice park, and that's where I spent a lot of my time. That was my own private space, away from the space I was living. So we got these abilities. We're not a tree where we're in one place. You got legs, if you know, you can move, you can travel, and you got to go for these spaces that really nourishes you and feed you. So again, she's going to get the bowls ready and everything.
Do you want to?
You can say hi.
You want to show them the Shiva outside?
Oh yeah. Now the whole idea about this broadcast today, we're talking about the Shakti energy. And when you think of Shakti, of course you think of Shiva. She told you the story to catch you up and everything. But when we first came to this house, you know, they got the nice water stream here. She made her house fit a good energy.
With 5 elements.
Because with the 5 elements, because this is nature again. Now as soon as we came in, I said, oh my gosh, she got the Shiva Linga here. Dealing with the male energy and the female energy.
And this is Shiva's instrument, by the way.
Now, oh, absolutely. Yeah, keep on playing for him. But anyway, when you deal with this energy connection, we both have the male and female energy within us. Sometimes we get too carried away and just think we just have one energy within us. But that's not true. I came out of a female. That's how I came into this realm. So I picked up the qualities of that female that I came out of, just like all the rest of us. And every female came from, we could basically say, the gonads of a male. Was once a seed coming from that entity, so you also carry that energy within us right now. So when you start cultivating yourself energetically, you're allowing both of these energies, the male and female aspect within you, to make this connection that's in each and every one of us, or you wouldn't even be alive. And when that takes place, this is the keys of living on prana, living for health, working with sound and working with the vibrations that's in you. And you will see that your life will start changing because it's all consciousness again. And this is where we get the word holistic from, being whole. This is where we get the word holiness from, dealing with religions. Oh, I am going fast. I got to slow it down.
Told that they can catch the words. So if you're listening slow, they'll understand.
Exactly. So this is what it's all about again. Working with these male and female energies. And don't be such a male chauvinist or female chauvinist when you block the other one out, because all you're doing is stagnate your own growth. Honor this energy that's within you, and also those who's carrying the male body or the female body. Okay, we do have different vibrations.
We'll do the temple later. We're doing it out.
Biologically.
Okay, no, I have a better idea.
Uh-oh,
So let's
we're getting
go-
an idea together.
So we go to the temple and we do the theory bit of talking about a little about Shiva Shakti, what it means.
Okay, and then come
everything.
down.
We'll brainstorm about Shiva and Shakti,
Right,
and then we come down for the
Okay.
experience.
All right.
got you.
Okay,
Sound
is
wonderful.
that better?
So change of plans. We go to the temple, and then we come down.
And then we go through the
Theory
experience.
and then practical.
Yeah.
Like
Right, theory and then practical. We're going to do a good session on here so you can feel the energy. But going back, what I'm saying is, yes, being in these male and female bodies, there is a biological, energetic difference. So don't get caught up in duality by thinking that that's just you and you start disrespecting the opposite from you. The opposite from you is needed. This is where we talk about, this is what marriage is all about. Basically, not so much the paperwork of physical, but of the male and female attraction for one another. So we can help each other grow that other aspect within us. Do you understand? So when you start taking advantage of these opportunities to honor the other aspect of the energy that's from you, it will help heighten that other aspect within yourself. So this is a great thing. Now, even though I'm on a brahmachari path, what that is saying is I have just got satisfied and fulfilled in my development. So, but on the path there was many female relationships that I dealt with to help better the female energy within me. And once I got to a certain degree, I didn't need to look for an external female no more. I'm complete. I'm whole. So therefore, this is what it's all about. When you do get in a relationship, it should be for the purpose of building your spiritual temple. Everything else is just extras. You know, getting somebody just so you can travel with or go out to eat and stuff like that, or you're lonely. Okay, we understand that. Get with people who's going to help with this wholeness. And when you get on that journey, it's a whole beautiful thing. And again, and even though when you would go to the brahmachari aspect of it or the celibacy aspect of it, don't mean that you're living this life all alone. As you can see in my videos, I might as well say it, there's females around me all the time, helping me with this energy. So this is cool. As a matter of fact, you actually, when you start holding your seed, or even when a female starts holding her fluids, you attract the opposite sex to you even more. This is heavy. So you're never going to be alone without being in a relationship. They're all around you. You will have plenty of fun. Now they're getting everything ready now in the temple. Beautiful energy up there. And the women that's here, they really know a lot about the Shakti energy as they're bringing it up more and more. And more on the pranic journey when I'm teaching, I'm going to teach more about the feminine energy, because we do got a situation happen with humanity where there was a great suppression dealing with the female energy. We might as well admit it. So there's another movement taking place now where this energy is growing more and more to bring back the balance so we can have a better life individually and also on a social level of our different communities around the world. This just is not happening in the West, it's happening all over the world on this great resurrection of bringing back the Shakti energy so it can meet with its true lover, Shiva. So it's going from myth to reality now. Now here's the beautiful temple that's here within a home. Real great energy. And look at this. This is beautiful. And here in India, they are known for making their altars.
And that's Shiva.
And there's Shiva. And like she said, she just didn't grab things and put them together. Each and everything that's here came and asked to be here, basically. This is at a whole nother level of energy work. Now, some people who's not into this, they'll say, oh, y'all people just making this up is crazy. But no, it's not. I like how you said earlier that even if a person is not, say, they spiritual, we're all connected to the energetic matrix. Yes. So you are spiritual. It's just a play of words that we're using. Now here we go again within the temple. Now let me get the right.
Sit this way. We should sit this way.
Yeah, we got to get the right lighting. Me being darkly melanated, if I'm in the wrong light atmosphere, they'll think I'm just your shadow. Right.
Hey.
But anyway, here we go.
So we were talking
about the theory.
The symbolisms, okay?
All right.
So a lot of ways of thought will say that India, they do a lot of idol worship. Mm-hmm. And that's limiting. So when you start out on a journey in a country like ours, or where there is idol worship and there is the background of this infinite ocean of knowledge.
Right.
You go through these phases where you go through initially just bhakti. Bhakti is unconditional love and adoration and surrender.
Right.
Which a lot of the Islamic path comes from there. Traditional Christianity comes from there. Mm-hmm. You do not question God. You just accept everything there is, and you go blindly into everything there is.
Right.
With or without an intellectual understanding. Mm. So that's the first dive. Invariably, the first dive, the first love is always bhakti.
Yes.
unless there is that bhakti, the seeking does not even begin.
Right.
Knowing or remembering in this cycle of your journey does not begin. So, like me, for example, I started out with bhakti where I wanted to marry Krishna. As a child, I used to keep saying I want to marry Krishna. And my mother got scared that this child is going to become a recluse or she'll give up the world. So she made me make him my brother. Okay, so that was incestual.
Right.
Like, no, he's your brother. So, I mean, these labels apart, you go into bhakti where you're happy with the idols, you're happy with the rituals, you're happy with the symbols.
Right, the outside layer.
Yeah, the outside layer.
The
which
flowers,
is beautiful.
the incense.
Which is beautiful. Yeah. And then somewhere along the way you come upon jnana. Okay, the jnana marg, or the knowledge. Which is heaps and heaps and heaps of textbooks that we have available here readily, you know, and especially if you come from a background where my mother is a Vedic scholar.
Right.
So you grew up in that environment of, you know, listening to the theories, and so then you go the other way and you reject everything that is symbolic,
which is normal.
Okay? So you say, I am on this Gyan Marg, I'm on the path of knowledge, and all this is too small for me to, you know, get into it. It's all outside.
Right.
So you negate the outside and you go only on this garnering of knowledge till you reach a point in that cycle where you understand the correlation between the rituals or the symbolism and the knowledge. So everything, today we are, you know, a lot of things that are taken to be superstition.
Now before you go any further, let me just go over that. The rituals, the symbolism, and the knowledge, you got an understanding of them now.
Yeah.
I love this. I love it.
So there's nothing that is without meaning.
Right.
So then when you start, so what actually gives you is, Tantra gives you that knowledge. Because Tantra is actually known as, so the difference between Tantric and Tantra. So when
now listen at this, Tantric and Tantra.
Yeah. So the minute you get into Shiva Shakti, you are at some point invariably going to come upon Tantra.
Right.
And especially in the West, Tantra is equated with just one thing, sex.
Which is not true.
That's all they think about. As soon as they think of Tantra, think of sex.
Yeah, so which is why you have all these scandals. Invariably every second Tantra guru is getting into some scandal or the other. But understand this, that the part of the world that Tantra comes from, this our part of the world, we have sutras, okay? The tantras are also the sutras, or these, we have guidelines for everything in life.
Right.
You have guidelines of how you breathe, how you eat, how you govern, how your body works, how you do sacrifices, how you don't, how you do ritual puja, how you do inner work. Just like that, we have one for sex. That got marketed really well and it was easy to take, right? And it's essential. It's, again, the root chakra that we were talking about, the first two chakras.
Right.
So the difference between Tantra and Tantric is Tantrics would be those who use the siddhis or the powers that come from a, you know, even a basic pranayama will give you siddhis or powers. Right. So what we were talking about downstairs earlier is food freedom or liberation from food. That is not the goal.
That's not the goal.
So everybody comes to you and says, oh, how do you do that? And you know that that's just the beginning.
Right.
So siddhis also, there's an aspect of Shakti who's called Siddhi Bhatri, okay? The giver of siddhis or powers. So she says in one of her, you know, in the verses written for her, she says that, hey, Muda is unknowing man.
Yes.
Don't chase me, okay? Chase my vibrations, chase my knowledge, and as a byproduct, I may slip in.
Wow.
Okay? So the powers that come with any kind of penance, food liberation is penance. For an artist, art is penance. For a musician, music is penance. For a doctor, that perfect surgery is penance. So powers or, you know, non-physical or paranormal powers will slip in, but don't stop at them, don't notice them. So tantrics will be those who use these powers or who use these energies and vibrations conditionally. So there's always a give and take. There's always a balancing. So it's not even about punishment, okay?
Right.
So God or vibration isn't sitting there to punish you.
Right.
There's no great judgment day, but what does happen is it balances.
And I'm glad you're bringing that up, because from that old spiritual idea, we need to get rid of that I'm being punished. I did something wrong, so this is taking place and all this other stuff.
So first, even the concept of right and wrong needs to kind of shift. Is what is wrong for you is obviously not wrong for the guy who's doing that wrong.
There is no right.
Right.
There's social labels. But again, the balance is likewise. Today, if I was to cut his arm, the balance would be he would bleed and he'd probably hit me back in response, right? You would balance it out.
What?
But if I welcome him with a hug and I say, sit down and let's do some nice, brainstorming together.
Right.
Spend some time with music.
Synergy.
And what's the balancing going to be? Nice and soft. And you guys are going to feel good about it. So what we call judgment is actually the universal energies just balancing them out.
Exactly.
So you have the choice of everything's going to the source. So if we all, every belief, every faith will tell you this, that essentially the journey of the soul is you come from source, and your journey through realms and lifetimes and conditions and states of consciousness is to go back and become one with the whole.
Right.
Every faith will tell you.
Every faith telling. Everybody's talking the same thing.
Yeah. So if that is so, remember you really reacted when I said for the murderer, that's his sadhana. Okay, killing is a sadhana, and he's reaping from it for a while.
Right.
So then how do I assume that I will become whole through this little bit, this little image of that cosmic that I am?
Right.
I will become whole only by being a healer, a singer, an artist, a singer, a sage, and I become whole.
Right.
I will have to experience, or choose to experience, even being that dacoit or the murderer,
Exactly.
or the liar or the cheat or the thief at some point.
At some point.
So otherwise I cannot become whole. The whole cannot be made of only what we call good and pure and holy. So I don't know on my cycle at what point I'm at, right?
Right.
So the first thing I do is drop judgment. See, the union of Shiva Shakti will give you that effortlessly. You drop judgment.
Right.
You just know vibration.
Right.
So what is Shiva and what is Shakti?
Uh-oh. Here we go.
So they're nothing but, it's not the Godhead that we worship. It's not the Lingam. These are all symbols or the yantras that were manifested out of our imagination and what was downloaded as the first impressions of them.
Right.
Shiva is a state of consciousness.
A state of consciousness. Listen at this. I'm going to add in soon. This is good.
So Shiva is nothing but that state of consciousness that you need to reach. So when you equate marijuana with Shiva, a lot of them say this is Shivji's prasad, Shivji's benediction, and how can you not smoke up if you're a Shiva? So you have Boom Shiva on Manali. People from the world come to Manali for Boom Shiva.
Right.
But what you're mistaking is that state of Shivahood you attain momentarily when you smoke up. But how about being in that state at all times, even when you're driving, even when you're doing your, very material things, and when you're in that little cave?
I'm glad you're bringing this up, because a lot of people are on this, and they've been doing it, but it's increasing, using they call them spiritual drugs to take them into that state of consciousness. But like you say, it's temporary. You come back down, and the same problems, just like an alcoholic, it still exists.
And it's induced, not attained.
Right.
And
it's induced, not attained.
And it's something outside you. It's not something from within.
Exactly. Whole nother ball game.
So which is okay. See, again, the separation of outside and inside also needs to melt.
Right.
Okay? Yes,
but the main thing being, are you still on that high when you come out of that induced high?
Exactly.
When you attain it, you're constantly on that high.
Right. Because one of the sayings that I use now is purity is the new high.
Yeah.
And this is a high to be pure. a higher to know you work to stay in this state of consciousness. And what we call heaven or whatever word you use, but you're living this balanced, harmonized life of health with the light, the sound. We understand it now. It all came together.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
There's no duality.
There's no duality.
No duality. So Shakti comes in. So what we call Shiva and Shakti.
Mm-hmm.
So when that is, that, you know, even giving them those names is limiting them to a physical.
I was
Right.
about to say that.
There's still...
Listen at this. This is good.
So we've come to say something like, you'll find a lot of people saying Shivoham.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Which is, I am Shiva, I am that.
Right.
Which you come to a point where you say, I am Shiva, and you think you've attained it all, you've reached that place where you are Shiva. But even when you're saying, I am Shiva, Shivoham, there are two. There is that. I am that. So that is still separate from me.
Right.
So we've kind of condensed it down a little further,
Mm-hmm.
and we say Shiva Asti,
Right.
which Shiva is.
That's it.
So when that whole, that all, which is not even Shiva,
Mm-hmm.
has no form, no face, no name,
Right.
it's just that state, what science would probably call the black hole,
Yes.
out of which nebulas and galaxies are forming, and into which everything is going to get dissolved. Okay?
Right.
So that kala, that para, that beyond,
Mm-hmm.
is vibrating.
Right.
We spoke about the vibration, that everything that exists and not is in a state of vibration.
Right.
Physics will tell you that.
Exactly.
So that state of vibration,
Uh-huh.
when it reaches, when anything is vibrating at a potency for a long time,
Right.
what happens? It will implode and it will exude energy.
Uh-huh.
So the first time when that
Listen
energy,
at this.
okay, so Shiva is that nothing or all that was vibrating or is vibrating in its own potency, in its own resonance, in its own vibrations, in its own isness and notness.
Mm-hmm.
But every once in a while, that potency reaches a state when it has to express.
Uh-huh.
And bang, Shiva and Shakti become
One.
That's the point. See, our Puranas tell you about lifetime after lifetime,
Right.
Shakti moves away from Shiva.
Ah.
You have so many stories of where Shakti leaves Shiva, starting from Sati.
Right.
And she leaves and he roams around looking for her. And every lifetime he finds her again.
Right, right.
So this Shakti emanates or effulges from Shiva.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the poetry of duality comes in.
Right.
Okay? So
The poetry of it. Love it.
So you have non-duality, you have duality.
Right.
Okay? So you have Advait and Dvait.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Dvait Advait.
Mm.
The non-duality of duality.
Duality.
Gotcha.
So we are, everything that you see manifest is that Shakti in that state of having separated,
Listen at
but
this.
in a constant journey to become that again.
One.
And the stories tell you that, the mythologies tell you
Right.
that it's not just Shakti who's seeking,
Mm-hmm.
because Shiva
Shiva
is
is
going
also-
crazy across
Can't wait to meet
ages.
his lover.
He's looking for her. He's looking for her.
The great love affair.
So, and I've experienced this firsthand at Kailasha when I was there. Is one time when I had one of my moments with him, and I was fighting with him and crying when I was leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And exactly the emotions that I was going through.
Right.
I saw it physically, saw it
Had that experience.
descend upon that mountain.
Mm-hmm.
The Kailasha, the abode of consciousness.
Kailash.
Right.
The repository of all knowledge that is Shiva is
Right.
there. And exactly those kind of clouds and that gloom, it was like one Shah Rukh Khan moment, you know, it was like, and that's when I said, he feels it too, it feels it too.
Exactly.
So when I pang for oneness,
Mm-hmm.
that one pangs for oneness with me as well.
Yes.
Listen at this.
That is the potentiality of your human birth.
Listen at this. See, a true disciple or seeker, I'm using these play on words, is going after knowledge and realization to experience the self. So therefore, when I'm teaching about even if just living on prana, it's a consciousness we must seek. You know, we do these techniques and stuff, we understand that. Those are just prerequisites, but the main thing is that unified consciousness of thought, to start breaking through it, because the problem in the human being, we've been taught to break things in bits and pieces through the language. As soon as you do that, that's how it's going. It's dissipating itself. But when you start breaking off those layers on how you're looking at things, my physical body, emotional body, mental body, spiritual body, they're all one body. You're one with the unified consciousness, with the universe. So you really got to start thinking that way.
And also you'll find a lot of philosophies telling you, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind.
Right.
Hey, you are.
You are.
You are the body.
You are all in one.
You are the mind.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
you are the beyond.
Right.
So how about bringing all that together at various phases of the
Here
day?
we go.
Every moment will give you consciousness of every level.
Here we go.
So
Unification.
it's about bringing into effect what is needed.
So we're admitting this
Hell,
thing.
we're not telling you
Right.
that when you have a presentation to make, you be in the state of nirvana,
Right.
pray, and your boss is yelling and you're losing that deal. No, that's the journey you chose, and which is as much a part of that your
Right.
being totality.
Here we go.
Your being totality, remember, is all of that
All
and
of
none
it.
of that at the
And
same
none of
moment.
that.
This is awesome. And it's all about this exploration of consciousness, if I was to use that word. See, when we think of consciousness, you just think about what you're thinking. And then you go to the level where the way I think, this is the way I think on how I'm functioning. But then by we're all being together, we're talking, our trip coming here, everything I'm doing, this is my imagination. This is my consciousness. I was going through a situation where I started it. You know, I had this eruption going on, but I was looking back saying, this is awesome. Look what I just created.
And you're creating with every breath,
moment,
every
yes.
breath you're creating. So today, New Age, New Age cults or New Age beliefs tell you about that you manifest your reality and manifest your abundance. So understanding what that abundance is. So
Right.
if you're thinking about just manifesting money, it's not going to come. It's not going to be.
Exactly.
So abundance is an abundance of everything.
Of
Abundance
everything.
of joy, abundance
The
of
whole packet.
the abundance of
Health.
your own self, the
Yes.
abundance of your own mind and body and understanding. And hey, how can money stop them? So
Absolutely. It's a
understanding.
byproduct. It
It's-
becomes
it's
a byproduct.
Right.
So the minute the goal becomes a byproduct, it seeks you out.
Exactly.
Yes, it seeks you. That's
Exactly.
important. You don't seek it.
You just need to align your own self. See, there's nothing that is happening outside of the macro.
Exactly.
We are aping or mimicking the macro universe. It's everything. Every
Right.
cell is a little solar system.
And if you want to start manifesting stuff, I'm just going to throw the secret out at you. There's a manipulative mind. And we all manipulate energies, but I'm talking about that one that's selfish on his own, just seeking that one thing. And then we got that mind of innocence. You know how they say Adam and Eve was innocent? But it's a mind due to its intent on what it's doing or something. The intent means a lot on what you're doing.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
So when you get back into that mind of innocence for the whole, looking out for the whole, doing things for the highest good, that's when things really start going good for you. Because the universe is just bestowing, and it will give you what you need. Everything. It does it all the time.
Yeah.
It's doing it now. Even if a person consciously, so when your life is all going a certain way, you created that, but the universe ain't doing bad to you. That's what you asked for.
And invariably when the things, when the going's good, you're not going to say, God, why me?
Yeah.
When you think the going's not good, it's like always, why did you choose me to do this? But look back, there's nothing in your life that's happening
Without a
because you did not make a choice at some point.
Exactly.
It's always you.
Always.
So if you've chosen to make something manifest in your life, it's you who has the power to unmanifest and remanifest what you want.
Exactly.
And the vehicle that's riding all this is breath.
Breath.
It's all breath.
Which is all one.
The magic of everything that you ever imagined is prana.
This is awesome, ain't it? The foundation.
So what we are talking about, the Shakti that you want to talk about, you want to understand, is that Shakti who's within your system and always working her way to express herself.
Always working her way to express herself because she loves to create.
Yes.
Yes.
She's
Ain't even judging if it's good or bad.
To manifest.
Just to manifest.
She's only there to fill your coffers up with what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Motherly love.
But remember the balance, what we spoke about. So we're not talking about good and bad, noble and evil. We're not talking about those labels. But if you choose a path that is, so you can take the expressway, which is well lit, and you have a smooth ride, and you get to the source. Or you can choose the path that is dark and a little broken, and it's the country road where you can't see where you're going, and you'll fall and cut yourself, and you still get there.
They take you home.
But then be prepared for the balancing.
Right.
So when we talk about the good path and the not so good path, it's only because we want that balancing to be easy and nice and kind on your consciousness and not otherwise. So that's the only labeling that you need to really worry about.
Exactly.
And you know when you're in sync with yourself, with your consciousness, with your breath, the minute there's this little pull. So when you're speaking something that is not true to your nature, or what you should not be saying at that time, you will feel that little thing.
Exactly.
Your throat will catch a little. Nilakanta, one aspect of Shiva, is when he drank that poison, the halaha.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Exactly.
So Nilakanta will sit there and tell you exactly what you should not be doing.
And listen how she said this. Well, why does it do that? And it manifested in the voice, in the sound. Because our being always tells the truth.
Yes.
You're already consecrated.
Yes.
You're already one with the cosmos. All you got to do is just listen to yourself now.
So for that we have a word here. We say Amritasya Putraha. Just the name sounds so strong.
Wow.
It means sons of nectar, divine nectar. So as human birth, a lot of paths will tell you that you're born a sinner, and the whole journey is about cleansing yourself.
Right.
But for centuries we've believed that you were born purest energy.
Pure.
Yes.
Amritasya Putra, your pure nectar. Your cosmic nectar.
Right.
And the journey is about just realizing and tasting that nectar.
Exactly.
And knowing who you are. So no, you're not a sinner. You may have forgotten some things. No, you're not wrong. You may not be at your highest vibration.
Right.
No, you are not doing, sin, or what do we call it, pop. That's
So negate all the knots
You're
that you
having
are
the experience.
And you are just experiencing what is not your resonance.
Yes.
You walk into a room and know that.
Right.
Even if you're not.
You get the vibrations. Yeah.
If there's a place you've walked into and the two brothers have been fighting in that room, and you enter after the fight is over, you'll still enter and you'll sense that something's not right.
Something's
here.
not right.
What is that? Or you get into a space and you just feel so good about the colors and the form and the movement there.
Right.
It's like when you're in
You're
nature.
constantly syncing with vibrations.
Exactly.
And you will know whether you've ever even allowed your eyes to close themselves and sat with yourself or not.
Right.
Whether you've ever given consciousness a thought.
Right.
You will still, in your most gross form of physicality, you will still know when something does not vibrate with you.
Exactly. And keep in mind.
Just try and sync with what vibrates with you.
And
that is yoga. That is the union of Shiva Shakti.
And keep in mind, dogs, cats, and rats do that.
Yeah.
Right. They sense if something ain't right. They energy workers.
Why is Shakti or Kundalini equated with the snake? So you always have this, pictography of the twining snakes. Because it is a matrix.
Right.
The movement is serpentine, but in the physical realm as well. The snakes are the only creatures who are completely, constantly in touch with the earth from head to toe.
Beautiful.
Right? So all of the snake is constantly in sync with sacred earth.
Right.
And the vibrations, they're the most chakrically aligned beings amongst all beings, even more than us.
Yes. This is awesome.
So, if there's a physical or natural disaster coming, if there's any happening coming, they sense it. They sense it.
They sense first.
Because they completely just try laying on Mother Earth for a minute. Just the dandavat, the way of prostrate.
That is awesome.
So
just from your forehead, from your Agna chakra, place it on
all
the
the
earth.
7 chakras.
Place it on the earth. Just lie flat. Let your toes touch Mother Earth and just surrender. And see what that does to you. That could be your sadhana for the week.
Yeah.
Just laying there and just allowing earth to flow through you.
When I leave from here, you know what I'm going to do, right?
We will now show them some practical ideas.
Yeah, we can go down.
Yeah.
And do
All right.
it.
So now, if y'all stay online, we're going to go deal with some sound and light vibration and breath.
Yes.
This is powerful. So now we're going to go from the theoretical to the practical.
Ooh, la. Oh.
Hope y'all enjoying this, but we're dealing with these energies again. What living on prana is and what it isn't. Because we're all seeking some type of good life. A good life in many ways. Good health, good relationships, good livelihoods. And when you got that again, you have reached that state of consciousness, what we just call Shakti, which is power, energetic, movement. All right, y'all getting everything together. And this is coming out there too? Oh, this is awesome. Uh-oh.
No, you just have to unlock that.
Oh, it got a child-proof lock on it.
Here we come.
Oh, wow, they got everything set up here. This is awesome.
Tell us where.
Look at
Yeah,
this.
Ganesha, it's very bright.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They got the candles, with the incense set up. We got Ganesh. We're coming out into the garden here in India. Now we got the bowls set up. We got the crystal. We're using the copper bowls. We got the drums. We're going to work with sound and light vibration. We're setting everything up just right. So y'all can feel this great sacred energy.
Ah, I love this.
Everyone should come here as well. Feel free to play whatever you feel like.
Oh man, I'm on the jamming. Oh, y'all got any clothes that I can sit on?
You want to come?
Y'all got a
I'll
pillow?
move, I'll move.
Look, I don't know.
A pillow to sit on? A pillow to sit on?
A pillow? A chota cushion kyun nahi na?
Oh yeah. That's the
You should
word.
be here.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm
Yeah.
bringing the pillow to sit
You
on.
want so?
Acha, okay. नहीं मानूंगी.
The gong thing.
He's the gong star.
Yeah.
Come.
Ah. Thank you. Is it good for me now?
बड़ा वाला भी चाहिए
I'm
क्या? ये तो बड़ा है. वो ये मीडियम वाला है. बड़ा ही बड़ा है. ये तो big one. No, take this away and give it to me.
take three. No, it looks nice. Three up.
Trinity.
Three up.
Oh, now I need my camera straight.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfecto.
Come in a little closer for the sounds.
Yeah, you can bring it a little closer.
Tell me where to stop.
That should be it, I think.
Make it a little upper.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe, maybe not. Bear with us, people.
Where will Shiva come?
Shiva will move with his gong.
Oh my gosh, look at that bowl.
They're feeling bigger. Wait, I'll move it.
गलती से उसको वुडन मत मार देना.
नहीं नहीं.
Sometimes you forget, so.
बस आ जाएगा कि और
Probably set in one corner.
And I thought you should bend it down a little bit to show the bowl.
I will do that.
Oh, good.
शिवा ये मोबाइल को थोड़ा नीचे.
So I think
Till.
take it a little further away and tip.
हाँ, it was nice where it was probably. Yeah, that's it. That's
Whoa.
That's it.
Awesome. Ta-da!
First person.
Awesome.
Thora, it's come down, Brijesh.
Wait, I'll just.
Straighten a little.
Okay?
Yeah. And you can kind of straighten it a bit horizontally.
No, I just kept it a little down because otherwise those bowls, if
Better?
base is cut, you don't come to know it's bowls.
नहीं आ रहा है ना अभी?
Yeah, that's good.
Sure?
I think so, yeah.
Perfecto.
Perfecto.
Now what instrument?
You can play whatever you want.
I'll take that little bowl.
Which
I'm
one?
gonna hold one in my hand.
But in the day,
I'll take the little one.
why not in the day?
I think that's good.
That is not a rimming bowl actually. You'll have to hit it. So use one of the smaller mallets.
I like this here.
You want to show it here?
If you want a deeper sound, use the red or the white one. Give him the red mallet, the one in your hand. Get a deeper tone.
And
With
actually,
this I'm not getting it.
Yeah, Vivek.
मुझे इससे आ रहा है आवाज.
Even the white will give you. But place it properly, no? It's tilted on the thing. And they're too close to each other. They'll just ऐसे नहीं होगा. Side से मारना पड़ता है.
पर नहीं आ रहा है. इससे नहीं आ रहा है.
For these, use the wooden mallets.
Ah.
And place them a little further because then the sounds will kind of get into each
all
other.
right, I'm ready.
Okay. So we're mixing vibrations, mixing sounds, invoking Shiva and Shakti. So before everything else that we embark upon, just arriving onto the state of being seated. If you are joining us, please feel free to move along on this journey with us. Is any act, anything that you do in life, whether it's whatever you're doing in life, first arrive unto that state or the posture of its action. So you'll see people who play sport or cricket, especially in this part of the world, we like very rah-rah about cricket. Is first the batsman will go out there and get his stance right. So just getting onto that state of being seated. So the understanding of even that posture is you are not sitting down. You are arriving unto the state of being seated. And what is that doing? Is grounding your root chakra, the root chakra that Elton was talking about. Is the minute you arrive unto that complete surrender of seating, you are activating and opening up the Mooladhara or the first root chakra, creating that base, allowing the energies to start stirring, allowing the energies to start moving, and you ride that energy. We are not controlling Kundalini. We are not awakening any chakras. They are doing their own thing at their own pace, at their own time. They're cosmic. So who am I, who are you, to control that which is cosmic? So the understanding of even the chakra system shifts a little here. Is I am not awakening or aligning the chakras. I'm merely aligning my breath and my understanding of how they are moving in perfection already. See, what is cosmic within our being, within our physical being, within our energetic being or emotional being, whatever you want to call it, the being totality, that which is cosmic is already working as per its own perfect matrix. What we've done is we moved away from understanding how it works. So when we talk about activating the third eye or activating the heart chakra, the chakra was always activated. I forgot how to dip into that pool.
Right.
So all we're doing is with breath and sound, bringing back that awareness unto the workings of the chakra system, unto the workings of the energy, the prana, and how it courses and cruises. So arriving unto the state of being seated, and just letting the breath, natural, normal breath, flow at its own pace. Just living in that breath of the moment. Your normal breath, very natural, very easy, and very soft. And as the consciousness and awareness of that everyday breath settles, allowing the eyes to close themselves. Shifting again from closing or shutting your eyes to allow them to close themselves. At night before you sleep, don't close your eyes, but allow them to close themselves. Experience that entire movement of the eyelid, that flow when the lashes touch the lower lashes. Become conscious of how the lashes rest upon that bridge of the cheekbone. And resting in an awareness of the being. And in one breath now, a single breath cycle of inhale and exhale. Experiencing the union of Shiva and Shakti. As Shiva, the cosmic all and not, pours in as the moon breath from somewhere above your crown. Do not restrict consciousness to exactly where it is, you will know. It's roughly about 12 hands above the crown. But just allowing the Chandra Nadi or the Chandra breath, the moon breath, pouring in from cosmic Shiva and invoking it unto the left nostril. Inhaling through the front of your body, past your throat, past the heart, past the diaphragm, expanding at the chest and diaphragm, and filling your pelvic bowl, the crucible of energy. And as it turns, it's riding up the back. So you know the cycle now is in through the front, turning and out through the back. The exhaled sun or Shakti energy, expressing past your back, your lower back, between the shoulder blades, massaging the back of your neck and caressing the back of your head, every follicle of hair, and expressing itself as the bright sun past your crown. Dwelling in that cycle of moon breath through the left nostril and the front of your body, understanding of Shiva, and turning and expressed past the back, the being or isness of Shakti. Just resting in that breath, nothing more.